I sense a disturbance in the force. You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Go to iTunes now and subscribe. For Android users, we are available on the Stitcher app for Google. Now go and listen. Before you get on my dark side.
Hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
Mr. Cologne is here. This is Kristen.
And we're also here with Jackie. Say hi, Jackie.
Guest starring. Hi.
And my daughter Raven, who's still rubbing her eyes.
Little sleepy Raven.
She won't start crying just yet.
Wait for it.
Well, Jackie, you gotta let her play with the, if she starts acting up, let her play with the phone.
Or she likes to call it bone.
She goes, give me the bone, give me the bone.
Nothing inappropriate or anything.
Don't say that. Even if you're...
Give me the bone.
Even if you're 18, don't say that.
Don't say give me the bone.
And... where to begin? I mean, I got a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about, but I'll let you take the floor first because I got a whole bunch of angry stuff I gotta.
Angry?
Yeah.
Why are you so angry?
Oh my God, we have a ghost.
Oh, the door creepily opened a little bit.
Or wind.
Let's see. The latest thing that's been going on is the whole Men in Black 3 hype.
Yeah, well,
I went to Dunkin' Donuts to get coffee, and it's everywhere. Like they named donuts after it.
Yeah, there's I know there's like a Men in Black 3 app for the phone. I went by Dunkin' Donuts, the
they
same
got it
one.
everywhere.
I think the same. We went to the same one actually, probably 20 minutes apart. The people inside are wearing it, wearing the Men in Black 3 shirts. It actually, and like I said, it may sound our shows are kind of behind. So if you hear it now, it's old news. But this was after the first.
Weekend, yeah.
We're recording the day after Memorial Day.
It bumped Avengers.
It bumped out Avengers, which was going to happen eventually.
Right. Avengers already made their money.
Yeah, Avengers.
Avengers
already went over. Oh Jesus Christ! Okay. The Avengers already went over. Whatever, it's like the biggest movie of all time or something like that.
Yeah, they've already made their billions. They're okay.
Now, I actually had a chance to see Men in Black 3.
Oh, you did? Illegally or legally?
It fell off the truck.
The truck again. You always find that.
There's a big pothole in front of my house. The trucks are always hitting. And
trucks are always just landing stuff there. I wish I lived here. Get a lot of stuff.
Well, now I have to say that like Men in Black 1, I loved. I absolutely.
That's the only one I saw. I never saw the second one.
Part 2,
weak.
Felt as like,
just to make a sequel.
Yeah, and then like Part 3, like, maybe it's just me or whatever, but sorry, Jackie, it's making too much noise. So
I was 3.
3 was
it
good.
In 3D as well? Usually they like to do that now.
Well, not the one I saw. Not the copy I saw.
But does it come... Is it... Are they
I believe it's in 3D. I believe it's been released in 3D.
About that power cord. I don't know if you need that.
Oh, she turned it off?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. Compelling radio as we get everything back in order. Yeah, so 3 was good. I don't know if they were trying to go with the whole, because it's Agent J goes back into the into the 60s to visit Agent K. Yeah, Josh Brolin, who he was in the Goonies, right?
Oh yeah, he
was the older brother in the Goonies.
Name? All I remember is Mikey. Mikey was the younger brother.
Hey Mikey, you got to go to the bathroom. Well, I mean, I do have to say that his Tommy Lee Jones impression is spot on.
I saw the commercial and I was like, is he just mouthing it? Or, because he sounds exactly like him.
I think, no, it's really his voice because he was on Saturday Night Live. He hosted Saturday Night Live and he did the voice also.
He does it spot on.
Spot on. I haven't seen, he was in that other movie, W, where he plays George W. Bush.
I saw previously. I never saw. What did he do?
It's supposed to be like sensational, and I haven't seen it yet. But it was Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone. All his movies are like sensational, and but I wanted to see it. But I guess he's a good actor. I mean, he's not. I mean, Men in Black 3 is probably the first thing he's in that I actually saw.
Real big.
And Goonies, of course, duh. But
he was also in. What was that one? Oh my! It's supposed to be like, I don't know if it was a comeback, but. Oh my God, I can't think of it now. It was like a big hit, and then I saw it, and I was like, it was okay. Like everybody saw the movie. I gotta look it up now.
Yeah.
It's gonna drive me nuts.
I think, well, I mean, to go back to Men in Black and 3 real quick, I don't know if they were trying to cash in on a vibe that, like, Mad Men is going through right now, where, like, Mad Men is in the 60s, so maybe they kind of wanted to cash into that
Bringing
whole
it back.
aesthetic or whatever. And then, of course, you know, black suits never go out of style, so they fit in the 60s as well as they do in the 2000s. And it blows my mind that like, Part 2 was, like, 10 years ago.
Right,
It was, like, 10 years in between movies.
So we had 10 years to perfect that. That accent.
10 years you would think would be a lot better.
I know, right?
And, you know, Will Smith was always known as, like, Mr. 4th of July, even though this movie came out a little early.
Right, yeah.
Every time he puts out a movie, it's usually around 4th of July. It's always the big blockbuster. I mean, obviously, it is a feat to knock the Avengers out of the #1 slot.
No Country for Old Men, that was the one.
Oh.
He was in that. Yeah, he was like the main guy running with the money, right? They had money.
Josh Brolin?
Yeah.
Wow. Because I know they had...
He looks all dirty and gross in it.
I mean, I know they had... I know that also had Tommy Lee Jones and... what's that other...
And that big guy.
Yeah, I never saw it.
That big guy.
Actually, no, I saw it, but I didn't really see it. I saw it, but I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that big guy.
Yeah, well, that was nominated for Oscars and stuff.
Javier Bardem.
Yeah, Javier Bardem. Yeah. And
yeah, he was the guy running, and I was like, the guy looks so familiar, and then I was like, the Goonies guy. He grew up.
Yeah. What was that, Jackie?
Back to Men in Black 3. If you have a PS3 and you want to get the PS3, and if you have a PS3 and you have the PS Home, I think you should look, and there's this thing, like a Men in Black trailer and a Men in Black, headquarters, too. It's very cool. You can get a lot of prizes just by, going around like you usually do in PlayStation Home or completing all these quests or tasks. They have that now, just let you know, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
So, mostly that's it.
And yeah, I'm on the PlayStation. I like playing PlayStation Home. Well, it's not really a game. It's sort of like a...
Now it's mostly... Now the PS3 people are saying it's becoming a game. Like the whole PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
And I visited the Men in Black 3.
You got a baby down.
A spoiled baby is down. A spoiled baby is down.
And your Batman t-shirt.
Yeah.
I
don't know if I think she wants the iPad. She doesn't even... Oh, no, okay. Good, the phone will shut her up. Now, the funny thing is, like, I have a Galaxy S2 for AT&T right now. I have...
$600.
Yeah, I have an old T-Mobile G2X. Now, usually my daughter likes to play with it, and because, let me tell you, this kid has already figured out, like, how to work an Android phone. She knows how to bring up Angry Birds. She knows how to bring up the camera.
Kids are going to grow up to be so technologically advanced.
And I guess
it's going to be beyond us.
It's a testament to the people that make these devices that someone who's not even 2 years old knows
can figure it out.
And we're back. Sorry about that. We had to get a crying baby out of the room. Luckily, this isn't
got a hard life.
It isn't like a movie theater or an airplane. You're not stuck. You just
just remove him from the room. See ya. Yes. One down.
And so now the funny thing about take a shot.
Take a shot. Funny thing.
Like with Men in Black 3 was that they mentioned a lot of the characters, but like they don't have them
in there.
Yeah, I think like they were on a budget now. You know what I'm saying? So
surprise for a big movie
like that. I mean, I guess, but they don't have the budget. Like they had a picture of Frank the Pug, but they don't.
I was gonna say, was the little dog in there?
Yeah, it's he
might have R.I.P.
And they used to have like the worm characters, which everyone seems to like they're in the movie for 2 seconds. Like I think like they. I mean, I do have to give it credit, and I'm pretty sure it's the same director.
How about they had a picture of the pug?
Yeah, they want to make it cohesive, but you could. It was super obvious that they didn't want to spend as much money as they had on the other. They probably didn't have that much of a budget. And so, like, you know, maybe it's because the first movie had, you know, the big cockroach.
Right.
And then the second movie had, and it, like, you could tell, like, they wanted to make, like, they're saving money by having the bad guys just look like people.
Okay.
You know,
that's what they did in this one?
Yeah, and they have this guy called, his name is Boris the Alien, and then, like, he's basically, like, it looks like he's made out of fingers, if that makes any sense. Like
his whole body?
Like, but he looks normal, but, like, when he wants to get in his true alien form, it looks like a bunch of little fingers. It's a weird, creepy kind of... But, of course, you know, most of the movie he's in quote-unquote human form, where, you know, where all he has to do is...
Save money for him.
Yeah, is wear glasses to cover his alien eyes.
If you ever want to be incognito, put on some glasses.
Yeah,
nobody knows who you are. Then.
Yeah, it's so obvious that they just wanted to
save money.
It had less of a budget.
Or little Frank the Pug.
Yeah, no Frank the Pug, no worms.
Might have passed. Well, I feel like that would be... Well, it's been 10 years.
But they could get another dog.
I feel like that would have been big news. It'd be like Frank the Pug passed. Be all over the news. Poor little Frank. Just a little photo.
I mean, it was good. It was cute. In my opinion, it was better than Part 2. Because Part 2 was, like, such a letdown. And Part 1...
I like the first one. I just never went and saw the second.
There was a Men in Black cartoon.
Before or after?
Well, originally it was all a comic book.
Okay.
And then the cartoon...
this was based on a comic... I didn't know that.
Yeah, so technically it's a
Sorry, I'm a little...
Technically it's a comic book movie.
Okay. You know how I am with the comic books. I don't know anything.
And there was a cartoon that came out about... I want to say about 10 years ago. Maybe a little less, because after... And there were episodes of the cartoon that were better than Part 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, Part 2 was such a waste of time.
A letdown.
And Part 3 was, I would say, is better than Part 2, but not by much.
Okay. So number 1 was the best. It always ends up that way, though.
And like I said, I think they're riding on the on that popularity of how, like, Mad Men is kind of big right now with the 60s
the whole black
aesthetic.
Suit.
And so it was cute, like I said, Josh. And then also, since Josh
Brolin was cute? Is that what you're trying to say?
And since Josh Brolin was playing Tommy Lee Jones is only, like, in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Of course.
And the rest of the movie's flashback.
And they show him in, like, the previews as being, like, a main character.
Yeah.
Him and Josh Brolin.
It was supposed to be Men in Black 3 Men in Black.
Ah.
You know, and...
Tricky.
And, you know, but it's, you know, and then they also, because it was also the actor's name, his name is Rip Torn.
Of course.
He plays... that's his real stage name.
Yeah.
He plays this guy named Zed, who's the guy in charge of Men in Black.
He's like crazy.
And he's not in the movie. Oh. And that's the whole... And, first and foremost, I think he's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
And they have a roundabout way of describing why he's not in this.
Well, they describe what everyone's not in the film.
It's kind of a spoiler, so I don't want to get into it. But Rip Torn, I guess it's not really spoiling, but he's not in the movie. The pug's not in the movie. The worms aren't in the movie. It's not the same.
Josh Brolin with his accent, or with his imitation of Tommy Lee Jones.
And Will Smith. You know, is doing his typical... You know, there's certain movies where... There's certain actors who do the same thing every movie. Will Smith is always the cocky, young upstart. But except by the time you get to this movie, he's a quote-unquote senior agent.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? But he's still got that young guy vibe. You know, every movie he's the young... You know, I can think of, like, certain actors, they play the same character. Johnny Depp plays the same character in any movie.
He's always a pirate somewhere.
Yeah, he's always, you know...
he's always quirky.
The weird outcast, misunderstood. Which
he's playing Tonto, I guess, in the...
He's playing Tonto in the
is it just called
Lone Ranger.
Yeah, Lone Ranger.
Speaking of, it also fell off a truck. I saw Dark Shadows. What a horrible...
Really?
Horrible.
And it's got big names in it.
Yeah, it's got big names. Now, let it be known that I was never a fan of the show that it was based on. But I was familiar with it, you know. You would think this movie would be written right for me. I'm a sci-fi geek. I'm into all that.
And you like soap operas? Was it a soap opera?
Well, it was based on, and then they take a dramatic redirection and they make it a comedy because it was based on a soap opera, but they made it funny.
I know it was based on a soap opera, but was it was just a drama? Like it wasn't funny?
No, that's
soap opera.
Oh no, yeah, it was. Well, see, it was...
Or was it like
it was the drama of the soap opera, but obviously way out there because it's about a vampire.
Okay, and then
they made it into a pure comedy.
Right.
And it was...
Stupid.
Utter trash. Utter trash.
And who was the girl in it?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Anne Hathaway?
Chloe Moretz.
Yeah,
the girl who plays Hit Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Now...
Anne Hathaway, right? Was she the other...
Not Anne Hathaway.
Who's the other?
Well, the girl that plays Hit... Now, the whole thing is... The girl who plays Hit Girl...
Or like the devil, or she plays something like that.
Oh, no, she plays an evil witch.
Oh, is that what she is? I just saw... That's Anne Hathaway, though, right?
Was that?
Anne Hathaway?
No, it's not Anne Hathaway.
I don't know why I keep thinking...
Because I know Anne Hathaway was in his horrible remake of Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that was another one. I was so excited, and
it's what a letdown. Does Tim Burton have a freaking original idea? He's doing remakes of Alice in Wonderland, Dark Shadows, Planet of the Apes, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing the last.
It's been his career's been nothing but remakes. And you know, and they're not good. He hasn't done a good one yet.
They're all like dark and
even Batman.
That's just how Tim Burton is. Everything's dark, but they're like boring almost. Like what was it? Return to Wonderland or something.
Yeah.
I was like, this is whack. Like
it's like
it's cool.
I mean, at least
features, but
I got to give him his credit for Batman. But what? That was '89. That was over 20 years ago. You know, like
right. Yeah.
You know, every other remake he's done has been horrible. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess maybe because my generation, I mean, I love Willy Wonka, and like seeing the new one.
Yeah, and it was that one was weird. I actually didn't sit through the whole thing, and then one day I was like, all right, it's on TV, I'll watch it. It was awful. It was just weird.
I don't know, it was for a guy who's supposed to be so original and different.
Yeah, it was just a weird take on it, and they didn't even get the little Oompa Loompas. They had the one guy, CGI'd on everything. It was like, really? There's a lot of little people out there looking for a job. Yeah. You could have employed a lot. And instead you got this one guy on everything. It was just too weird.
That's true, yeah. There are a lot of little people out there.
They need to work, too.
They
thought this is my big chance. Tim Burton's doing it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, right? They're like, man, they're remaking
They're lining up. They're working on their choreography. And then, I don't know. I think the girl who played it was Ava Green. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Dark Shadows, I thought it was Anne Hathaway.
Was so boring. And like I said, maybe because I wasn't a fan of the original soap opera, or I didn't get it. I mean, if you consider that comedy, him brushing his teeth in the mirror, and when it flips over to the mirror, it's just a toothbrush floating. The movie was so boring, and I didn't. There was nothing compelling. And then even the girl who played Hit Girl, and let me tell you,
I like
that
her.
Little girl. She's growing up way too fast.
Yeah.
She's trying to be like the angsty teenager, but like she's overdoing her sexuality. And
that's awkward.
It's not
like Dakota Fanning almost.
Yeah, it's not appropriate, and I didn't.
She's young.
She's 15.
Trust
me, I looked it up. She's 15.
Like, what the hell?
I was like, this girl's way too sexual for her age. And I mean, yes, of course, there are girls at 15 in real life that are doing sexual
Pregnant.
things, but
but just
she needs a handler. She needs someone to say no.
Yeah, it's awkward.
It's not.
And I guess what was his name? Barnabas, the real guy who played him, made a cameo on there. I heard.
Once again, since I'm not a fan of the show,
I just heard that he made a cameo, but he died.
He died like a couple weeks before the movie came out, and it's probably better.
You didn't want to see it.
The movie sucked. It was I didn't like it. I had to force myself to sit through it. And I didn't enjoy it at all.
That's the worst. I had to sit through Willy Wonka. That was just too weird.
Yeah, and the whole thing is that this movie wasn't even trying to be quirky. Like Will Smith.
Will Smith is always quirky.
Tim Burton always tries to have his own little weird.
Yeah, his own thing.
And this was almost it was just a straight up movie. It wasn't
a straight up bad movie.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. Johnny Depp. What was the last movie he did? I'm trying to think if he's done a really good movie. Besides Pirates, those were good. I
mean, Pirates was, that was a Disney monster. That movie was going to make $1 million.
Yeah. Either way.
If it was Johnny Depp farting for 45 minutes.
Now that's a storyline. Like The Tourist I saw with him, which was a couple years ago.
The Tourist, yeah.
And that was terrible. Yeah. I want my money back.
All these movies, it's him and Tim Burton. It's him every movie.
Yeah, now it's the last few movies he's done, it's been...
Now,
Rango, I guess, he probably did good on that.
Rango was good.
But he wasn't technically in it.
Yeah. Well, the deal with Rango was all the scenes in the movie were actually acted out by the actors.
Did they do that Avatar
the motion
thing?
capture?
Yeah.
But what they did was they filmed it, and then it wasn't like actual. It was motion capture, but what they did was they used the actual actor's performance. Yeah. And then they added the crazy characters around it. You know what I'm saying?
I see. That's usually where they hook them up to all those things and they do the movies.
Yeah, so the people who did the voices actually acted out the movie. And
Rango, to you, Johnny.
Rango was awesome. Rango and
I think it got a really big review.
Gorgeous. Now I happen to catch Rango
off that truck again.
Well, no. Well, that it was. I saw it on a high def, like a beautiful high definition. Really good. Holy smokes, that movie is.
Who did that? Who directed that one?
Shit, I don't know off the top of my head.
So yeah, he's been like hit or miss.
That's the thing. Rango was perfect, but I don't think Rango was going to be good whether it was Johnny Depp or not. Right. And actually, I'm upset when they make these big blockbuster animated movies where they have to put a superstar
as like the leading person
when there's so many really good voice actors out there.
Totally do it, yeah. But just to get the name out there.
Yeah. Oh, you know another movie he did? Rum Diaries. That was the other one that he did.
I heard that was a flop.
And that was a flop. Yeah.
See, he's a hit or miss.
Now,
sorry, Johnny.
I don't know. Do you mind if I spoil something for you or whatever? Or
go ahead.
He was in the 21 Jump Street remake.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
he was right at the end. See, okay, I'll give him that.
He was in 21 Jump Street.
Little 5-minute.
And once again, that's another movie I saw recently.
He pulls his face off.
The whole middle, you might as well cut out the whole middle of the movie because the whole middle of the movie was garbage. The beginning is hilarious.
I was going to say, I loved the movie. Well, I saw it in theater, so it was been a while.
And that's another movie that shifts because I grew up watching 21 Jump Street.
Right.
That was...
So you're excited
That was an action movie. That was an action show.
Right.
It was a cop show.
This was an action.
They made it a comedy. Now, I do have to admit, I was surprisingly taken... The first half an hour, I was pissing on myself. It was so funny. The end got good again because it had Johnny Depp and Peter DeLuise from the original.
Suddenly they appeared.
I believe Holly Robinson was in it for 2 seconds. I think she was playing when they got the car from like the police. Remember they go and they get like a hot ride. I think that was Holly Robinson, right? Because
I think so.
My copy wasn't that clear.
Pull up the truck again.
You got a whole movie review show called.
And what's the name? Yeah, Rob Riggle was in it at the end.
Yeah, he was in it, and and see, then they had the girl from The Office. That was one of the actors. That was one of the teachers also.
Yeah.
And
she played like the secretary on that.
But and I got nothing against Rob Riggle, but there's like
he's hit or miss.
Yeah, they got this whole. It's all the comedians who did like the I Love the '90s and all those comedians.
That all work for like. They started their own Daily Show, like that were made cameos on there.
Yeah,
they're all in that whole inner circle.
Yeah, there's like a whole little comedy mafia.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Not the comedy, but they call it like like a comedy inner circle.
Yeah, it's like an inner circle, and like,
you'll see them all in the same movies.
Yeah, and it's like that's the whole thing is like I felt like seeing Rob Riggle took me out of the movie. You know what I'm saying? And
because I never saw the show, but you're saying like it was.
21 Jump Street was it? Now don't get me wrong.
Like this wasn't. This had some action, but it was mostly
it was
a spoof.
It was the way. I don't even want to say buddy comedy movies because it didn't. It was like how some action movies have a little bit of comedy,
right?
Like a Beverly Hills Cop or 48 Hours or something like that. Well, I mean, those movies kind of border on comedy also. But I mean, it was an action show. Yeah, it had a couple laughs, but it wasn't supposed to be a comedy. This was like flat out,
full-on comedy.
Goofy comedy.
This is what they're going after and doing, and
like I said, the first half an hour was hilarious, and then it got boring.
And
then the end was funny because it had Peter DeLuise and Johnny Depp,
they appeared.
Which was that was pretty.
I guess Jonah Hill wrote that.
Who?
Jonah Hill.
Oh yeah.
He was like working out for like 5 years or something.
Yeah, Jonah Hill's writing movies. Jason Segel's writing movies.
Something to do. That's what we need to do.
Seth Rogen. Oh yeah. Oh shit. I got.
We got some ideas.
Well, if you buy my book, Double Jackpot, available at www.doublejackpot.us. A lot of people say that my first book it reads like a movie, which and the funny thing is I actually started writing it as a screenplay.
But then
and then I read this great book, and I don't know if I ever said this before. There's this great book by this guy his name is Christopher. I don't know if it's Baty or Beatty. It's Baty.
Okay.
It's a book. It's a book called No Plot, No Problem. And basically, what you do is you sit in front of your computer for 30 days, get yourself hopped up on caffeine, and you sit in front of your computer. Now, you either keep typing for an hour and a half or until you hit 1,500 words.
Wow.
Now, you could definitely go over.
Right.
But let's just say you have a short day and you only write 600 words.
Okay.
The next day, you better do the 1,500 plus the other 900 or whatever.
And they say this is like how to write a book.
How to write a book. And what it is you don't think about it.
You just do it.
Keep writing, keep going.
That's a cool way to get just ideas out in general. Like be hacked up and just...
Yeah, and when 30 days are up, you have 50,000 words on paper. And that's why I wrote my first 2 books. And now, of course, I expanded and I edited.
Right,
and like now, my first book is at 150,000 words.
Big shot.
But it's such a great way. And actually, I'm friends with him on Twitter. And I said, look, your book changed my life. So I definitely recommend to anybody out there who's like,
trying to write.
Who kind of like were sitting on their hands and like, oh, I'm going to write a book one day. Pick up that book. Like I said,
30 days, try it.
The guy's name is Chris
B-A-T-Y.
B-A-T-Y. I don't know if it's Bataille or Beatty.
I'd say Beatty.
Yeah, it's probably Beatty. I should Twitter him and ask him how do you pronounce it. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to Twitter him and say, how do you pronounce the last name?
Just so we announce it right.
And so yeah,
that's a cool way.
What was that?
That's a cool way.
It's so awesome because it forces you.
Just for therapy in general, just.
And let me tell you, like I had in my second book, without spoiling anything, one of my characters dies. Not my main character, but a character dies, and let me tell you, I was sad. Like I was writing it, and like when I finished writing, like I went downstairs and I needed to like sit by myself for a little while.
Dressed in black, you're in a dark room.
I felt bad for one of my own characters.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Like you have that much emotion attached to it.
Yeah, it's very cathartic. Very.
Well, it's like so you get down, you write a book. That's like see now we got to turn it into a movie. I got this. I'm gonna get a video camera. We'll get some actors. We'll see what we can pull together. And well, that's like the author there for 50 Shades of Grey. That's all she said she wanted. She was like, well, I just wanted to write a book. And I guess like it was terribly written, and then like they, got in touch with somebody and, shaped it up a little bit better to make grammatical sense. And now look at it, like.
Well, it's like
she just wanted to write a book.
And also in a book that Stephen King wrote called On Writing, Stephen King On Writing. If you could tell a story, you could write a book.
Right.
That's all it is. It's telling a story. Now, in my head, those characters always existed in my head, and I felt like I was just writing. I was just reporting what they were doing. If that makes
maybe we need some real help.
Hey, look, I'm already on medication. Okay.
Is it working? There's all these people in my head. What are they telling you to do right now, Chris?
He's not here, medicine. Is
Jackie in there?
Yeah, he's here.
Jackie, medicine time.
Yeah. Well, like I said, like when I wrote, it was a real world in my head.
Yeah.
And I guess
you just get so absorbed in it, too.
Yeah. And like I said, I know it sounds weird.
Probably had dreams about it.
I am on medication.
Let me check it.
Celexa, which I believe is antidepressant.
90% of America.
But I'm on the generic one, citalopram.
It's a drug pusher.
And Ambien. And let me tell you, holy shit, that Ambien.
That I've heard. You can have some pretty cool dreams.
Ambien trips you out. Yeah. Now, trust me, I do not take it.
Sounded like a legal hallucinogen.
I do not take it I don't abuse it.
There's some people, my friend's mom, I think generally she started taking it when her father died, so probably about a year ago, but she's been taking it every day, and now it's getting real
And you're not supposed to.
Oh, it's really not. And she's been drinking on it too.
And I have big giant stickers that say "Do not mix this with alcohol."
Oh, absolutely. It's just been recently we've seen her drink it, and she's just blatantly staring at the computer screen, nah, and then won't remember it the next day. She'll be like, "I wasn't doing that," and we're like, "Yeah, it really creeped us out."
I've kind of blacked out now. I was taking Ambien, I would say about 3 or 4 years ago, and what's the best way to put it? Okay, you could have sex you don't remember on Ambien.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Which happened to me, which I kind of remember. Come in. There are people. There is that, and it happens, and I'm not even trying to. I'm not trying to make an excuse. Now, it's one of those things, it's kind of like, I guess, after a night of drinking where if someone reminds you, you kind of remember, but if you weren't reminded, or also, why is my body sore? Why
am I bleeding?
Why is this part of my body kind of sore?
Yeah.
There's that. I've made phone calls I don't remember.
It's just basically being like really intoxicated sort of thing.
Yeah. But the big one that happens a lot is you'll eat. But like the funny thing is, you eat almost like you're like a little kid, like I remember, and this was a couple of years ago.
Like
kind of
cravings, or you just go eat?
Where I poured like a bowl of cereal, and I kept filling the bowl, like I would eat it and fill the bowl, eat it, fill it, and when I woke up, at this time, me and my wife were going through. It was a bad time to me and my wife, so I was sleeping on the couch. So like when I woke up, there was like milk all over the coffee table. The bowl, there was cereal all over the place, and I kind of remembered, but...
It's almost like I want to do like an experiment, just get you on a lot of Ambien. Put a camera up and just see how you act.
See what I black out and what I don't remember.
This is what you did.
But
you remember doing that?
Fooling around was definitely like the weirdest thing.
That's creepy that you have no idea.
Yeah.
It's almost being like date rape.
Yeah, it's almost like a date rape.
You did it to yourself, though.
Hypnol, whatever it's called, the date rape. And, so, and like even like the other day, like I was kind of like, and I took it about a year ago also, and I remember like the person I was with, I was like, be careful, the lizard's gonna dry out under the
weird.
The lizard's gonna dry out under the pyramid.
And we're around a lot of lizards and a lot of pyramids.
And in my mind, that made total sense, and in my mind, I was inside a pyramid, and there were like. The walls were lined with leaves, and the leaves were kind of moving and not trying to reach out and grab me, but they were just moving in my general direction. So
peaceful area.
Yeah, so Ambien is no joke, and I definitely don't abuse it, but I take it. Now the crazy thing is that like, I swear to God, it's like my body has an alarm clock in it because I will
my dad is just like
exactly for 4 hours,
and then.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Even on Ambien?
But that's the whole thing is that my body... Now, don't get me wrong. It's a very restful sleep.
Yeah.
But my eyes pop open like an alarm clock.
Right after 4 hours?
But it's like exactly 4 hours. It's like a freaking... Someone had stopwatches. Right. Okay, you're going to sleep for...
Even on Ambien, wow.
Now.
That's powerful.
But I do wake up rested.
Right.
But it's creepy that, like... That I'll wake up like...
It's like that internal clock.
Yeah. Hello!
Mr. Cologne, wake up!
So, and I'm definitely not singing its praises. I'm not telling people to abuse it or anything like that. It was prescribed to me by my doctor.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's...
I've just heard it. It's intense.
Yeah. And I've kind of tripped out on it, and I try, and I'm not...
So crazy.
Yeah, and I don't want to.
Legal drug. I know, you don't want to feel like that.
Yeah. And I think also, like now, like the citalopram kind of kills my sex drive.
Right.
So,
I know, they give you like an antidepressant, and then... Totally kills like the fun part of your life. Like, no wonder why I'm depressed.
When you're supposed to, if I was getting some, I'd be in a much better mood.
Yeah, that's like the biggest side effect. And it's like, really? You couldn't do something else? So, maybe have itchy eyes. Like, you're taking away the best part of my day.
And then like it upsets your stomach also. So sometimes you have to like go to the bathroom, and I'm like, sitting on a toilet.
No sex driving, you got diarrhea. It makes you more depressed. It's not helping it.
Yeah, no, it's actually helping because I used to, I'm totally speaking my business out here for the whole world to hear. So, like, I would wake up like with my mind racing. Because I'm stressed out about a lot of stuff.
Right.
And
just giving your mind, that'll drive me nuts in general.
When you wake up and like every problem in the world pops in your head and like it's going at a mile a minute, that fucked me up. So, like, taking a citalopram or a Celexa or whatever you want to call it, it definitely, I don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
And thank God. And, I'm not,
It'll drive a person nuts in general.
And you know what is, and, allow me to get on my soapbox here for a second. This society I think society drives us crazy.
Absolutely.
I think there is way too much pressure
to look a certain way, act a certain way, have a certain lifestyle, like just everything.
Yeah, you have to have a certain lifestyle, and then when you go to work, you have to have certain goals, and it's...
And if it's not met, then it's just...
It's your boss's job to be an asshole, to make you... They give you unreachable goals.
Right.
So you can perform well. Mm-hmm. And then when you're
and they know it's unreachable, but they're going to, ride your ass until you reach it, and then it's like... Time comes and you don't, and then you feel like shit about yourself.
and you watch TV shows where everybody has a mansion and $1 billion and a lot of those real life shows, a lot of them are in foreclosure, so that makes me feel bad.
All
those episodes of Cribs, where are those people?
Yeah, exactly. You're all in foreclosure. I feel your pain.
Okay, and Slim Shady. God can't help you now. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dun. There's so much pressure. And like you said, you have to look a certain way. You have to act a certain way. You have to have this car. You have to do this.
And even if you don't, you still want to present it that way. So it's like, yeah, you are living this great life, but you're not.
You're not.
Everything's just a lie.
Yeah.
And then that pressure's on you to have that image.
I think society, society is driving us crazy, in my opinion.
Especially now, I've heard about that new, I think I talked to it previously, about the new, they call it the new strain of depression with Facebook, where people are presenting this great, posting pictures of my wedding, here's this great place we're going, this is my house, and somebody doesn't have that, like me. And then you see it, and then it's like, oh, well, why don't I have that at their age as well?
Yeah, like on Facebook. I mean, don't get me wrong. I use Facebook and Twitter sometimes as a punching bag. Like when I'm upset about something, I have to just let it out. Oh, yeah. But I don't really put my problems out there. Like, I mean, the podcast is a little different,
right?
But I mean,
people they'll tell you everything. It's like, really, I don't care.
If you saw my Facebook, you think my life is awesome.
Right, exactly.
It is, but
you're not gonna put like, oh, I lost my job today, wham, like.
Yeah, because I don't.
And then every day put that still unemployed. Like countdown till
still looking for work.
Yeah, like always me. Like nobody's putting that up there, but those people are going through that.
Yeah,
but you don't see it.
And it's like the funny thing is and I think about it, it's like shit. I wonder what my friends are going through because I don't put my problems out there. I don't imagine
really going through
what they're going through.
Society's killing us.
Society's driving us crazy, which is why I'm on medication.
I think 90% of America is as well because of society.
Yeah. Now, this is something I definitely want to talk about. And
tell me.
Now, before you went on vacation, we kind of did like this side episode, which is probably never going to get aired, where I played this character called Stephanie. And I was kind of improvising, and I was kind of just vibing off this character.
Do a quick Stephanie voice.
Like, oh my God. Hello, bitches. It's me, Stephanie. And I did this haul video. Do you know what a haul video is?
No, what is that?
A haul video. Now, all you got to do is go on YouTube and just YouTube the word haul. H-A-U-L.
Okay.
And all it is bitches like me. Okay, I'm sorry to ruin the character. Okay, now, and this is going to sound... I actually found out about these videos after I did the impression. Okay.
So it's called Haul?
Haul. And H-A-U-L. Now, what happened was, I said, okay, I have this character named Stephanie. Let me enhance her by doing a little research and figuring out what she likes. And because sometimes to get into a character's mind, you have to get into what they're into. I discovered this whole trend on YouTube called haul videos.
Okay.
H-A-U-L. And all it is these spoiled girls.
For real?
Bragging about
their life.
The haul that they brought home from the mall that day.
Really?
So it's all, oh my God, I was so
That's not
disgusted. I had to like...
Do they have like a lot of views too? Like hits?
I think they do. I think maybe like one particularly famous vapid person did it, and now, so, and like literally, you put haul, and the girls put
I see
in the name.
And they look like asses.
Did you just YouTube just the word haul?
Oh, I just did haul video.
Okay, videos. American Apparel, American Eagle, Hollister, Abercrombie and Fitch.
By Ms. Glamorazzi.
Yeah.
Juicy Star.
Juicy.
Other Juicy Star.
MAC, Sephora, Gilly Hicks.
And it's just them holding up all their crap. In their luxurious
room. It's all videos of
11 minutes long.
Bragging about the stuff they got that day. Now, most of them are...
Get a life.
This makes me so disgusted.
88,249 views.
How many views? 400,000 views?
Yep.
Oh my God.
800 views.
Now,
my first haul video. 1 million.
That's
for her birthday haul.
Birthday haul. See, now, for those, if you want to get disgusted and you want to lose your faith in humanity, go on YouTube and check out the word Hall.
Probably between the ages of like 15 and 20, maybe. And God can't help them. And they just look like asses. Like, and this is what America's being like. This is what young kids are being raised on.
And that's
spend a shitload of money on.
Yeah, I'm very much, I love to study people. I'm even though I don't have no degree in sociology, I love, when I worked in a prison, I love to study people.
Yeah.
Now,
people are interesting.
I made up this Stephanie character to be like the superficial girl who only wears Hollister and American Eagle and
I'm
stuff
looking
like
at it right now.
And so I went on YouTube just to goof, and I said, let me go see what. And I found all these videos, and all these girls are Stephanies. Like
different hair colors though in each one.
There's
brunette Stephanie, there's blonde Stephanie.
Yeah, and actually, you said they were mostly like 15-year-old girls.
I would say teens to like maybe one girl looks kind of like 20.
There's the whole thing. There's some girls in their mid-20s that are still doing these videos. And it's like,
and it's not their money. It's daddy.
That's what drives me nuts is that it's their parents' money.
To them. That's what I hate. Like, earn a buck, all right? Earn your own money. Let's grow up.
So there's a section of society I never knew existed until recently.
Well,
all these whole videos. How did you get 400,000 views?
One's got 1 million something. 1 million something.
That's going to be the next trend. Watch. That's going to come out.
That's disgusting.
That's going to be the new VH1 reality show, Hall.
Oh, right. Oh, absolutely. Hall this or some Hall ass.
And think about it. If you combine that with advertising,
easily.
Hollister, American Eagle.
All right, we got to pitch it to VH1. You can't take this.
First, I'm going to start a sand surfing.
Sand
surfing in the Outer Banks of North Carolina.
Then we'll move on to this.
And then I'm going to make a whole reality show.
Oh my god, it's just weird.
So make it almost now.
And they only wear it like once or twice, and then done. And they go like such a waste. But like what are they called? They had a reality show on Bravo, the Shahs of
Sunset.
Now most of them, like most of the characters on there, they all had their own. It was always realtors. That's all they all did. So they all had like their own money that they made, but of course it came from family as well. But the younger one, who was like 23, still living off daddy's money. She's bragging about how much she spends each week at it's like. You can brag about it if you made it if you made the money yourself.
Well,
you're not doing anything.
Like my Stephanie character was kind of based on like those girls from my Super Sweet 16.
Oh yeah.
Now there must be the two things.
I gotta get them off my screen.
The two ones where the parents were either car dealership owners.
Yeah.
Apparently, car dealership owners must make a lot of money.
Clearly.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they were always like random, unless they had like
that and music producers and music people. Like when I watched my Super Sweet 16, that's all it was. It was parents were car dealership owners or in the music. No, that's the whole thing. Not even doctors.
They have like a legit, like a big career, like doctors.
Yeah, at least the doctors earn your money.
Plastic surgeon, yeah.
And so
a psychologist. Psychiatrist.
So, like I said, I just made up this bullshit character, and now these girls they're for real on YouTube.
That's embarrassing. I hope they will never be embarrassed by it. But
that's gonna blow up. You heard it here first on Two Strangers One Podcast about these haul videos.
Oh yeah, it'll catch on.
I never knew that world existed.
And I knew it kind of existed, the whole Sweet 16
those
girls.
16,
but I never knew that we were now going to make videos.
They're bragging about the stuff that they got.
Like 10-minute video.
And one video I saw, the girl was like, I don't know how much it cost, but I wanted it, So
I get daddy's charge.
So Stephanie may make a return. I'm going to do a Stephanie Hall video.
Let's see how much stuff Stephanie brings.
I'll parody them before they even get famous. Like,
I don't know, be like, you stole our idea. We want money off of that.
So.
And they're taking us to court. Oh my god, I can't.
Now, with the Hall videos, and it's funny, totally by coincidence. Like I said, my character Stephanie was kind of based on the Super Sweet 16. There's this new movie now. It is available on Vudu, not Hulu, on Vudu, called God Bless America. And it was written and directed by Bobcat Goldthwait.
What was it?
You know who Bobcat Goldthwait is? He was a comedian.
I don't know a lot of directors.
In the 80s, he was a comedian, and his whole gimmick was that he likes to scream all the time. He was like a guy, like, he was so coked out of his head or so high on caffeine. You know, and that was his whole persona. Now, the funny thing is that people still want him to be that cracked out persona, which he's not. He's kind of low key. But he directed a movie called Shakes the Clown about an alcoholic clown. And now he did this movie.
The clown.
He did this new movie called God Bless America.
Is this the one where this guy, like, from, like, the last video we're talking about, like, these guys...
Oh, I know Bobcat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was his name.
These guys were in a pizza place or something?
And a pizza place? No, I don't think that was...
Wasn't he talking about people who were in pizza places in New York?
Oh, the terrorist pizza?
Yeah.
No. No, it's not. This is a whole different...
Oh, yeah, cause
Bobcat. He was born in Syracuse.
Because it was called God Bless America, I just thought quickly it'd be that person, that guy who was, like, trying to destroy America, and one time he was in this race or something, in the commercial, he's, like, in this race.
No.
It's the guys who look like they did 9/11. Which they probably definitely did.
Oh, are you talking about the dictator?
Yeah.
Okay, no. Well, actually, and coincidentally, I saw The Dictator.
Weird. I don't recall you going to the movie theaters anytime recently.
It fell off a truck.
I gotta find the structure I was talking about.
we were trying to think of new names for our podcast. I think that's our podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
It fell off a truck.
Oops.
It fell off a truck podcast. Well,
yeah, I know Bobcat. You can never understand him.
Yeah, that's his whole. Oh boy, hold on. Just give me something. I smell burning, and I just want to make sure it's not the house on fire. Okay. Oh, a candle went out. Okay.
We're not on fire yet.
We're not on fire. I think I usually burn like this vanilla scented candle. Puts me in the mood. Ooh, and it covers up the poop smell. Okay, so like I was saying, Bobcat Goldthwait wrote and directed this movie called God Bless America. Now, it's funny how all this ties in. It's about a guy who finds out he has a brain tumor and he's gonna die. So he's about to kill himself. He puts Jackie, could you lean back, please? He's about to kill himself. He puts a gun in his mouth and everything like that. And then on the TV, he starts seeing, it's not Mike C16, but it's like a version of Mike C16.
Oh, okay.
And so the girl's like, hi, I go to the Virginia Bend School, or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
So what he does is, he actually decides to go to the school and kill her.
That's awesome. That's such a random concept.
And so,
probably like what he wanted to do.
And what happens is that there's a girl that witnesses him killing that girl.
Oh, so he actually does do it.
He does kill her, and she's like, we should kill all these obnoxious people.
So Frank takes his gun and offs the stupidest, cruelest, and most repellent members of society.
Yeah, so they kill, they kill, guys that wear the tap-out shirts. Yeah,
so that's what it is.
Yeah, they kill, people who talk in movie theaters. And
that's probably like Bobcat's fantasy.
And and the funny thing is, like, my Stephanie character, and I swear to God, I did this first of the movie, like, a girl who answers the phone, what up, bitch?
Yeah, that happened in there?
And she picks in the movie theater, what up, bitch? And they
just carry a gun everywhere?
And they kill, and...
Is it like a gang, or is it just the one guy?
It's just him and the girl. It's the guy and the girl. And the guy was on, like, the first season of Mad Men. He's not on it now. But he's Bill Murray's brother. His last name is Murray.
Ed Murray. No.
Was it? Oh yeah, I think it was like James Murray or something like that.
How about one of the characters in it? Her real name's like Doran Gardner, but her title in it is Camp On Growing Tough Girl.
Okay, because it was goofing on the Bad Girls Club.
Melissa Tough Girl.
The Bad Girls Club.
Really? That's funny.
So he's watching an episode of their version of the Bad Girls Club, and the girl pulls out her tampon, a bloody tampon, and throws it at her roommate. So it's stuff like that he's so disgusted with humanity that this is why people need to get killed.
That sounds like a lot of people's fantasies come true.
And it's because the funny thing is, wasn't that on Lifetime, or was that like on TLC? Not TLC.
What? Bad Girls Club?
Bad Girls Club. What
no, it's on Oxygen.
Oxygen. Once again, it's a network geared towards women, but it's not uplifting.
It's real. I've watched it a couple times just because people are like, you gotta watch them fight. But that's all it is. They never go out and have fun, because when they do, they fight. Like, it's just all you hood rats fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody can get along with the
nowadays they program TV shows just for people that are going to fight or fuck.
You took my shirt, so now we're just going to duke it out.
And that's what happens. These girls, and she pulls out, and Oxygen, which is supposed to be...
I'm sure it's going to happen, like, for real. I don't see Murray's name.
It's like comedy and drama mixed together, that show.
Yeah.
Joel Murray.
Joel Murray. I said James. I was close. Joel Murray. Like I said, he was on like the first 2 seasons of Mad Men.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember him from the movie One Crazy Summer, which once again I'm so old.
Great movie. I love it. What Bobcat's in it?
And Bobcat's in that. Wow, Jesus. I'm glad you made that connection. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's in it with that other guy who's in stuff too, and now I can't think of. Taller. He's goofy looking.
Jesus Christ. The guy from Say Anything. And the funny thing,
Cusack.
John Cusack.
John Cusack.
Now,
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore. And speaking of John Cusack, just last night I saw the movie 1408. Now, I saw the movie with the haunted hotel room.
I never saw it, but I remember the...
Now, I'm a Stephen King fan, and that's a Stephen King story. The movie is just like a story where... And I have to say, seriously, and I mean, yes, I'm a Stephen King fanboy. The beginning of 1408 is probably one of the best written, like, lead-ups.
Really?
Yeah, like, the beginning of 1408 is fucking awesome.
How was the rest of the movie?
Only for the story to fall apart. Because even the story itself, the written story, once you get to the whole tone, the whole quote-unquote haunting, embarrassing. It's a joke.
The whole beginning.
You might as well just rip out that part of the book. The beginning, so awesome. Kind of like the movie. The movie has this great lead-up. It's got Samuel L. Jackson as the hotel. And once again, Hollywood putting putting black actors. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but, I think, like, even in the Stephen King story, the guy has, like, a British accent. But in the movie, they have to make it Samuel L. Jackson. But as I say, Samuel L. Jackson... it's such a great build-up, and then when you get to the actual haunting of the hotel room, it was such a fucking letdown.
How was the end?
And then the ending of the movie has nothing to do with the book. It's all this extra stuff, and he wakes up and he's with his ex-wife on a beach in California. And
what?
Typical.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And so...
And they have big names like that, too.
Yeah, I would say John Cusack... and the funny thing is, I don't like John Cusack only because I'm a hater. Because I know girls like him, so I don't like him because girls like him.
Because I'm a hater.
But yeah, shit, I forgot about One Crazy Summer. So they've known each other for a long time.
Wow.
So
that was a great movie.
So this movie, God Bless America, climaxes where basically him and the girl go into American Idol. And they kill... they just start shooting people in the audience. They kill the Simon Cowell character.
Or was this just an independent film?
Well, it's independent now. Like I said, I think it's available right now on Vudu.
Okay.
Which, of course, I had to cash in my Mountain Dew Vudu. It was only like, the movie itself was like $6 for a rental, but I got like $3 covered by Vudu. By the Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Which, once again, people from Mountain Dew, get rid of Lil Wayne, or we're going to boycott.
Please.
We're going to organize this for real.
No.
I and guess what? Jay-Z won a trophy for best hip-hop.
We're having a baby.
No. For his music, and Eminem won 2 awards for his music.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and now that I'm talking about... Who just hates it when they read a book and they look at a movie and it has nothing to do with the book?
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Or they see a movie and it has nothing to do with the book.
Or they change like the whole ending.
That happens to me all the time. But what book did you read? The Chipwreck? Chipwreck? Or?
No, Clyde has a chance to meatballs.
Oh, Clyde would. Oh, okay. I didn't know you had that book. Or did you read it in school?
I read it in school.
Oh, okay.
like, it has nothing to do. The only thing the same about that book with the movie is that there's flying food.
Food coming out of the sky?
Yeah. And besides, there are 2 reasons why it's coming out of the sky, and they're both 2 different reasons. One movie, one book.
And see, now, this is why being a parental figure, first and foremost, don't ever repeat the way I talk because it's not good. And I know I told you that earlier, but I want to get that on record. And that's why it's good that you read, because trust me, it's the same way when you get older. You read a really good story, and then you go watch the movie, and the movie is nothing like the story that you read. And it's always, in my opinion, it's always better just to read it, because your imagination is better than any movie. That's why, like, when you watch...
Right. When you read it?
Yeah, because I watch movies, and in my mind, they're 100 times better. You watch, you watch a movie of a book that you read, and you're like, oh. Now let's just say I sell out and they make a copy, they make a movie of my book.
Right.
They'll probably throw it, turn it all the way around, and
there'll be a whole twist.
People be mad at me, like, how come your movie sucked, man?
Now the other guy I was thinking of who's always with Bobcat is Tom Villard. He's like tall. They don't show a picture of him, of course, on here. And tall, had a black curly hair. He's been in different stuff. He was in Shakes the Clown.
Oh.
He was Dirthead in the car.
He was what?
Dirthead in the car.
Dirthead in the car.
Yeah.
Was that the guy with him in One Crazy Summer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like,
the other
brother, the Stork brothers.
The Stork brothers. Yeah. I was about to say the Egg brothers.
Doofy guy. He's just always doofy.
Let me see. I don't think he was
in the Army now.
He
was in a
Warning.
Actually, we could go longer than an hour, but we like to keep it around an hour. Yeah, let me see.
The Clown, I like that.
Yeah, so I definitely recommend. Now,
if you're mad at society and the Hall Girls, go see God Bless America.
Now, God Bless America definitely reminded me of the movie Falling Down. Did you ever see Falling Down? Is with Michael Douglas, back when he was still, like, in his prime.
Big guy.
And in that movie, he plays the guy who works for, like, the Defense Department, but he gets laid off. But he doesn't tell anybody he gets laid off because that's his whole life is that job. And one day he's sitting in traffic in L.A., and he just snaps. He leaves his car on the highway. It's sitting in standstill traffic. He gets out of his car, and like he goes into a Korean-owned bodega, and like he's complaining about the prices.
Yeah.
And the guy thinks he's robbing the store, but he's not. So he.
Came out in 93.
Oh, and it's such now the funny thing is that was directed by Joel Schumacher. Who is the out of the closet? I told you he was the guy who directed the Batman movies and put nipples on the bat suit.
And had a great butt and everything.
And the whole thing is that
Robert Duvall's in it.
Robert Duvall plays, like, of course, the typical cop on his last day before he retires.
This is going to be the big case.
So, like,
I feel like I vaguely, because he's in the suit and tie.
I
feel like I vaguely recall it.
And he's going through, like,
I've seen it.
He goes through, like, this bad neighborhood, and these guys go to rob him. And they want what's in his suitcase. And he's
like kind of crazy.
And he goes crazy. And he beats him down with the suitcase. And then there's a guy who's like, I'm starving, I haven't eaten. And he goes, well, no, but the homeless guy goes, I haven't eaten. And the homeless guy's holding on to a sandwich right in the corner. And he goes, well, before the sandwich, I haven't eaten in days. So then he opens up the briefcase and he gives the guy like a sandwich because like that guy lives with his mother, the Michael Douglas character. And so he got a divorce and he moved back with his mom, which adds to why he's going crazy. And so I guess there's a theme in the show. Society drives you crazy. Society will make you do a God Bless America. Society will make you do a Falling Down. And so what happens is he gives the guy the sandwich. And he goes, here, have the sandwich. That Michael Douglas says. Well, in the movie, his character's name is called D-Fens.
Yeah, his name's William D-Fens.
D-Fens, yeah. Because he used to work for the Department of Defense. His license plate is D-Fens. So he gives the guy the sandwich, and the guy throws the sandwich at him. Like he obviously wanted money. He didn't want. He was perpetrating that he was hungry. Like I said, he bashes up. Now, mind you, he bashes up the bodega because he's complaining about the prices. So the funny thing is, he doesn't rob the bodega. He smashes the stuff up.
He just wants to break it up.
He buys like a Pepsi and like whatever candy. But he wants to pay like the 1970s prices, so he doesn't steal the soda.
He pays.
He pays like 25 cents for it. So he didn't steal it. He paid for it.
Just underpaid.
Yeah, because the guy goes, $1.25 or whatever, and he just like
loses it.
And he loses. So the whole movie, like he goes to like a McDonald's and he orders a burger. Now by this time in the movie, he has a duffel bag full of guns. So he walks in. It's like 11:05, and he goes, "I like your breakfast. Sorry, sir, we stopped serving breakfast." He goes, "It's 11:05, you know." And he goes, "Well, we stopped serving breakfast." And he goes, "Whatever happens to the customer is always right." And the guy's like, "That's not our policy."
Slam.
So
opens up his
he
bag.
pulls out the bag. Now, mind you, he's not trying to be this vigilante. He's just the world has pushed him to be fucking crazy.
Point.
And so he pulls out this Uzi, he sprays it
up McDonald's.
And then the funny thing is, he goes. Then he finally changes his mind. He goes, "Okay, let me get a burger."
After he shot him.
They give him this like limp, crushed burger, and then the funny thing goes, "Look at this picture!" And he points at the picture like on the and it's this big, thick, juicy burger, and he has this flat as a piece of paper smashed.
That's how it is.
So that movie, which reminds me of Falling Down, which reminds me of real life.
Like the new era, like
society will drive you crazy. Society will.
You wonder why people shoot up things.
Make you carry a duffel bag full of guns and shoot people with Hollister shirts or shoot
Ed Hardy shirt. Ed Hardy. I don't know.
So, and actually, okay, we've passed the 1 hour mark.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. If you've enjoyed listening to the show, I hope you enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed making it for you. Share it with your friends. Go on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, Google+, Blogspot, WordPress, Instagram, TweetDeck. Any way you share your thoughts when with your friends online, let them know that we are available on iTunes. Just Google. When you're on iTunes, search for Two Strangers, One Podcast. For Android users and Kindle users, we're available on the Stitcher app.
Stitcher, baby.
Stitcher, all the way Stitcher. And we want to thank Stitcher for giving us a shot of being on their app. I want to give a shout out to the guys in Living Lane with an OG. What was that? West Coast. East Coast love to the West Coast players. So if you like our show, check them out too. Living Lane without a G on Living. Also, visit www.doublejackpot.us. It's the link to everything. It's your link central. It's the link to our eBay page where we're selling comic books, heavy metal memorabilia, video games, you name it, we got it there. If you're a fan of the show, there's probably something there you'll like. There's also the page's originally intent is to sell my book, Double Jackpot. My next book, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon. It's a link to our Twitter account where you'll find updates about the show, updates about everything.
Go to the website.
Just go to the
everything.
Just you're bored, you're in front of your computer right now, or maybe you are on your phone. And if you're listening to this on the phone that could get you the show, you can surf the internet. Go over and visit www.doublejackpot.us. Be sexy like everybody else. Be sexy like us.
Sexy. Sexy, fun, and flirty.
And click, share, laugh, listen.
Yeah.
Click, listen, laugh, share. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I fucked that up.
Whatever order it's going to be. Just click it.
The dark bear will get you if you don't follow our directions.
The dark side.
So you want to say goodbye, Jackie?
Goodbye.
And thank you for listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen.
Thank you for listening.
God can't help you now.
God can't help you now.
I'm going to scare off our Christian viewers.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
Look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled C-O-L-O-N.
Him punny.
But Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea, man.
Is.
Look at her, fucking. She's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. This is just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will totally read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudity in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonePodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonePodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.